The Zephyrian armada cut through the void like a school of predatory fish, their bioluminescent hulls pulsing with confidence. Fleet Commander Zeltar watched the tactical display with satisfaction as 700 vessels moved in, perfect formation toward the contested system of Kepler 442 intelligence. Reports indicated only a small human colony. There are barely 50,000 souls clinging to a rocky world they called New Haven. Primitive mammals, Zeltar chittered to his tactical officer. Their crude metal ships will crumble before our living vessels like paper in a storm. The Zephyrians had dominated this sector of space for 3 millennia. Their bioships could heal from damage, adapt to new threats, and reproduce during extended campaigns. They had crushed 17 species in their expansion, each one falling within cycles of first contact. Humans would be no different. Aboard the UES Defiance, Captain Adnan Malik stood motionless on the bridge, his dark eyes fixed on the approaching fleet. The tactical officer, Lieutenant Diana Chen, worked frantically at her console, coordinating with the automated defense platforms scattered throughout the system. "Sir, we're outnumbered 700 to 1, Diana reported, her voice steady despite the impossible odds. The colony ships are already evacuating, but they need at least 6 hours to clear the gravity well. Adnan nodded slowly. The Defiance was humanity's newest dreadnought, but even its advanced systems couldn't hope to face an entire armada alone. Yet retreat wasn't an option, not with 50,000 civilians depending on them. Diana, send a message to Earth Command. Tell them. He paused, considering his words carefully. Tell them we held the line. As the Zephyrian fleet drew closer, their sensors began picking up detailed scans of the lone human warship. What they detected made no sense. The vessel wasn't just armed, it was a floating arsenal that defied conventional physics. Commander, the sensor operator's voice trembled. The human ship. It's impossible. Zeltar slithered to the sensor station, his 6 eyes widening as he processed the data. The human vessel massed only 15,000 tons, yet its weapon systems registered energy signatures that should have required a ship 10 times larger. Worse, the materials analysis showed armor plating made from compressed neutronium, matter so dense it should have collapsed into a black hole. How are they maintaining structural integrity? Zeltar whispered. The answer came as Captain Malik gave his order. Diana, activate the Hawking drive. The Defiance began to change. Its hull, forged from matter compressed at the edge of black holes and held together by controlled gravity fields, started to warp space around it. The ship didn't just move through space, it bent reality to its will, creating localized distortions that made it appear to flicker in and out of existence. The Zephyrian fleet's formation wavered as their living ship's instincts screamed warnings. Their biovessels had evolved to recognize and flee from cosmic predators, and everything about the human warship triggered those ancient survival responses. Sir, Diana's voice carried a note of fierce satisfaction. Enemy fleet is breaking formation. Their lead ships are actually backing away. Adnan smiled grimly. Humans had learned early that they couldn't match other species in numbers or natural advantages. But they possessed something unique, an insane willingness to harness forces that terrified other races. While aliens built ships from grown materials or refined metals, humans had looked at the most destructive forces in the universe and asked, how can we weaponize this? The Defiance opened fire, streams of contained antimatter, each bolt carrying the destructive power of a small star, lanced across space. The Zephyrian bioships that they touched didn't just die. They ceased to exist in any meaningful way, their organic matter annihilated down to the quantum level. But the real terror came from the Defiance's primary weapon system. Diana's fingers flew over her controls as she activated the Singularity Projector, a device that created temporary micro-black holes and hurled them at enemy targets. The first artificial singularity materialized in the heart of the Zephyrian formation. For a brief moment, it consumed everything within a kilometer radius before evaporating in a burst of Hawking radiation. The psychic screams of the bioships, transmitted through quantum entanglement networks, echoed across the entire fleet. They're retreating, Diana announced, unable to keep the excitement from her voice. All 700 ships are breaking off and jumping to hyperspace. Fleet Commander Zeltar's flagship was among the last to flee. As the jump drive engaged, he sent an emergency transmission to Zephyrian High Command. Abort all operations in human space. Classification: Apex Predator Species. Do not engage under any circumstances. The message that followed would reshape galactic politics forever. It contained a simple truth that other species had failed to grasp. Humans didn't just use technology. They tamed the fundamental forces of existence itself. They built ships from the hearts of black holes, powered them with controlled big bangs, and armed them with weaponized physics. As the last Zephyrian vessel vanished into hyperspace, Captain Malik allowed himself a moment of satisfaction. The colony ships had finished their evacuation, and New Haven was safe. "Diana, send a follow-up message to Earth Command," he said. "Mission accomplished." The line holds. Across the galaxy, word spread through trading networks and diplomatic channels. The humans, the strange mammals from the third planet of an unremarkable yellow star, had faced down the mighty Zephyrian armada with a single ship and sent them fleeing in terror. The message was clear. Humanity might be young and few in number, but they possessed something that made even the galaxy's apex predators think twice about picking a fight. They had weaponized the universe itself, and they weren't afraid to use it.